You're still getting ready yourself, and like people are working on you.
Yeah, well, we're live right now. Boy, we're live!
The reason I bring it up is like it would be perfect. It could just be a snail in Verde Island and be like.
Oh gosh.
You guys won't catch me.
Are you done? Boy. I think I'm good now. Thanks. And look, oh look, we have all these other beautiful people here that are watching with us too. Say hello everyone. Wave.
Hello.
Hello. Hey.
The crowd says hello.
The crowd says hello. Hey. Nice to see y'all.
Are we supposed to applause now?
You go,
We all can join the stream.
woo! For Neos News. Neos News Q&A, all that fun stuff. Oh, hey, careful with those scissors. Whoa.
Unidentified flying scissors, run.
He's gonna trim them feathers.
I mean, yeah. How about they can call my Discord, and then that's how I'll run through. if we're gonna make phone calls. To be honest, I could do that.
That would be interesting.
We're gonna take live calls and live questions, you guys. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say that.
I think he trimmed too much off.
Bobotron's like, hey, I like the stream room. Yeah, I'm glad you're liking it. Leon, thank you for that tier 1 subscription as well. Hey, Leon's like laughing about this whole sitch. It's pretty good. We got our nice coffee here. Ah, perfect.
Don't mind me.
Did they ever make like a secret photo?
Okay then.
Just making it look good for the stream.
Oh, well, thank you, Frox. Appreciated. See
I
what
think
chat's
there are two
saying.
little TV panels there too.
Yep, quick trim before getting on set. It's another Friday, you guys. Another Friday Neo stream. We're getting into it. Something new, something different, different room. We're also going to be having, hopefully, this is when we're using temporarily for our Twitch streaming right now, but we're actually going to be having a redesign of our Twitch streamer house that we're going to be doing through to where we're going to have a brand new Twitch streamer house environment and more stuff coming in for that as well.
Different layouts, different rooms.
Yep, different rooms. And currently we also have a new feature that just recently got added into Neos that I think you guys will find super useful. Also, you guys are being hectic by spinning random people. I love it. So let me show how this works real quick, because I think you guys are really going to like this if you haven't been inside of Neos yet. Right now, let's say if an object is crooked, you can actually grab onto the object, and I'll actually show my lasers real quick for this. I can grab it and I can press trigger and it perfectly aligns it now. So if you want to add a perfect 90-degree angle for any object or item, all you have to do now is just grip onto it, pull trigger, and now it perfectly lines it out. So really an awesome new feature that's been added out to the laser system that is quite better, I'd say. Oh.
And it'll do it to any axis, like as long as it's close enough to it. So like say if I pull this on its side, I can grip this, pull the trigger, and it'll go to the side axis alignment.
Yep, we also had to start it off with, you know, this thing, right? There we go. Now it's moving around. We'll just keep it on. And hello to you, Turkey. Welcome.
Oh, there you go.
Proxy said, wait before you start. The bot hasn't posted about the live stream yet. Okay, yeah. I'll wait about what's going on here. Getting nice and comfy.
Oh, can I sit in these? No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could make them so you could sit in them like that, but I'm kind of just like pretending right now. We're pretending flying.
My legs.
Yeah, your legs are all the way up there. Popcorn question mark?
Pretty sure
Popcorn, absolutely. Yep. Except this is better than the weather because, you know, it's about Neos. Who cares about the weather when you can know more about Neos? That's what I say.
Yes, I need to see you again sometime, Leon. I've not seen you in here in a while.
I miss Leon. I miss Leon.
Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Hot minute, bro. Hot minute.
Spicy?
I like spicy.
Spicy is nicey.
Leon says, I want to look at your game system. It looks cool. Yeah, his game system does look pretty awesome.
Thanks, guys. Give a lot of credit to Lucas too, because like he helped me redesign a lot of it, and he definitely deserves some praise for that.
Yeah. Also, Isabel says, Neos' biggest fan. I disagree. I'm the Neos' biggest fan. I'm just joking. We all are. Leon.
This is Neos' biggest fan.
Oh, got him! that is Neos' biggest fan. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's a
bigger,
big fan.
bigger.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hey, at least you're able to spend time with us here inside through the stream. Oh yes, put the crest further. Excellent, looking good. Somebody was even touting or making suggestions about saying like taking live calls. That would be freaking hilarious. I don't know if we can actually do that, but we're definitely going to be doing Q&As today. So
Live Discord calls straight from the Neo studio.
I mean, if you have us on Discord and you actually do want to call me, like I can see if I can answer maybe, but it has to be Neos related, please.
Like 15 calls at once.
Yeah.
You're about to be ringing off the hook.
And before I'm on D&D, don't bother me.
Gilly says, hi there, new to Neos and first time catching the stream. Was on server today for first time. Can you give me a quick rundown of what Neos is? Sorry, seems to be a quick question. I won't say that's a stupid question. I mean, it's understandable. So I would say as like a quick rundown of what Neos is, it's kind of like having a little bit of like a game engine, but it's running real time in VR and you're able to do all of the creation editing all in world in real time. So like this room environment, we kind of like set this all up in the matter of like well, this originally was a room done out by Outsider, which, you know, it took him a little bit of time to do that. And then we placed all these things in this environment quickly for this stream in less than around like 30 minutes. So you can see how quick you are able to do and modify stuff within the world using strictly and only VR.
Like you can bring in images, videos.
Yeah, you can. So think of it. So think of it. Yes, wow. So think of it as kind of like, yeah, basically it's kind of like having internet VR in a way. You can import videos, you can import models, you can import images, anything that you want inside of your VR virtual space you can have inside of here. And I'd say that Neos is very open in the sense of the things that you're able to do. Oh, and now I get bobblehead. And HSF is saying, who made this? Outsider built out this room environment, and then we kind of modified his room environment to match up for the stream. Whoa! I love you guys too. I truly love you guys so much. You have no idea. No, I really do. But yeah. Yeah, it's a very old room, but we figured we might as well reuse this environment for right now because we're actually planning on making a brand new Twitch streamer house that's going to be completely redesigned, and there's going to be even more awesome stuff like this. We're even thinking with the new one, we're going to be having a hangout environment, a place to have a game room, a place to have this kind of like place where you could have something that looks like this kind of thing, as well as having something where we could do interviews with people, or maybe even like a podcast type room. So we want this Twitch streamer house to really have like a lot more different stuff that we would be able to do. So more changes ahead as usual, you guys. Yeah, definitely we're probably not going to go with this texture theme for the new one. we're gonna have we're gonna have something pretty awesome for the new one, I'm sure.
Yep.
But hopefully that answered your question, Gilly, about Neos. It's kind of like that's the best description that I can give about it, is that it's, you know, a real-time running VR game or software that you can create whatever you want, and also use logics to script whatever you want inside of here as well. And you can do that in-game using VR. Also, thank you so very, very much, Snooper, for those 10,000 bits. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much for that. We'll even, in real time, we'll also draw Snooper's name out inside of here for that. Here, wait, let me get my camera set up real quick. So, let me also make Mr. Swirly 2000 over to the side right there. Snooper says, next, make a stream RMA my left controller faster. I wish, dude. Here. I'm drawing this like so big, and I hope that I can like actually shrink it. There you go. Oh no, I can't. I just like completely destroyed your name. Oh, actually, no, I got a bit of it. Thank you again, Snooper. Very kind of you. There you go. Gilly says, yeah, thanks for letting me know. I understand. Look forward to Q&As and what's to come for Neos. Glad, dude. Igrium says, how does this TV studio work? Well, basically right now all I'm doing is I'm controlling out the Neos camera controller, which everyone has access to. Also, let me turn off the particle effect for the snow. I don't want icy on my face. There you go. And basically, yeah, we're just inside this environment right now, and I'm manipulating the camera, moving it around, as well as talking to you guys. I actually should I'm just gonna spawn out my chat and then just like have the chat right here. Then I can see it a lot better. Even though I know that one is the one to control out the world. Plus, I like it kind of like the big one right there. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's an infinite nexus.
How do you get the videos on the screen? So what I'm doing is I'm taking, I've rendered the preview for everyone, and then I placed it onto the screens on there, so my stream camera is also playing on that. So whatever is going to be on screen is also going to play on that one as well, so you can see, you know, as such. Which looks quite nice. Oh, I'm glad, Theo. I'm glad you're liking it. Glad you like it as well, Heaven. Thank you so much. Much appreciated, guys. Angel says, hey, Rue. Hey, Nex. Hello there, Angel. Welcome.
Hey.
Saber says, oh, we're looking nice and professional today. Yes. We put on our suits and ties. Hey, Cappy. Welcome. And yeah, what Leon said, questions and help is a great place to go for whenever you have questions also about Neos and want to learn more about it, which is on our Discord, discord.gg/neosvr.
There's always a ton of people in there, as well as us, that will help you with any and all questions. There's usually someone in there ready to respond at a moment's notice.
As his voice dies.
I know. It's dying. It's probably the spicy food I ate like just before I got on.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Spicy dumplings.
I actually would like to get some more of my ginger candy. Igram says, I really love these streams. I hope they gain more traction. Oh yeah, I love it. Oh, well there you go. There's the traction right there. Thank you so much, Snooper, for the 20 gifted subs. Hype! Everyone who got the gifted sub in chat, definitely thanks Snooper for that one. Thank you so much for that. And look, yeah, we got them all flying around us now. All the gifted subs.
Wow.
Beautiful. They really match the environment now too. Yes, thank you again, Snooper. Mwah! Thank you so much for that. That goes directly to helping out Neos and helping out Frox and making it so that it supports out Neos and growing out this amazing VR metaverse.
Oh, thank you for following.
Let's get some.
Yeah, a bunch of Frox icons.
Should also showcase the video that they essentially finished today.
Oh yeah, we can play it on the big screen.
Yeah, bring in the video and we can place it on this big screen that we got behind us. So we're going to be showing off some stuff, you guys, as well as Frox's, as usual, as you all know, has been working very hard on the new facet system. He's already typed that there's some stuff with it that's coming place, and he's okay, and he says he's going to bring some stuff too, so that's exciting as well. Extra exciting. Igrium says, what did you make that spinning Neos logo in? That one was actually made by one of our community members. So, it was made by Rue. I guess it was. I'm pretty sure if it was made by Rue, it was probably done in Blender. Knowing him,
all of that was done in Blender. It has sound too, but that is done in DaVinci Resolve. It's actually Eevee render as well.
So, there you go.
Man. I'm gonna try to combine our planet renders with the logo. It'd be pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
Dale says, dude, the ability to change the news ticker via bit donation. Yep. I mean, here's the thing is, I really do want to set that up, Leon, and I feel there's so much more potential that we can have for this Twitch channel. Like what you're saying, such as, all those different icons, or even having stuff running real time inside of here, but it just has to be worked on, and we're definitely going to be adding those too. Hopefully we can add that to the brand new revamped Twitch streamer house for a lot more tickers, or even having a little bar that's actually showing out our follow goal, and you can actually see a physical representation of, or maybe even not something like that, or something that we could have at least of for that's running through the chat API.
That'd be awesome.
Should we play the video?
Eevee render looking that nice? Impossible. Yeah. Well, it's
some
been
crazy
done.
stuff to show you about Eevee render.
Rue and I have been busy working on a lot of stuff in there.
So we'll hello to you, Will. And plugins in Twitch is a little it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy having Twitch chat commands, and I really enjoy being able to have this level of interactivity and connection with Twitch chat, and also feeling like it's not just a normal chat. I really want to be able to connect to you guys and know that you're here. Hello. Hello. Okay. So yeah, we're connecting because Frox is now going to show us this awesome new video of the mouth tracking. Let me switch the camera over to.
A bunch of footage.
Whoa.
There's a bunch of footage I had for a few months, essentially originally when I integrated the lip tracking. But I never edited it together, and I was in touch with Theo because he's been away for a while, serving on the US system for. Now he's back and he's actually working on a bunch of videos. So I sent him the footage, and he edited this awesome video together.
Yep. So how about
really, showcases what we can do.
Yep. So I'm gonna put the camera back on there, and we can play on the back screen, so you can see it.
Should I play it?
Yep. Here, let me move the camera over just a little bit. So this is real-time running full mouth tracking inside of Neos.
Yep. tracks your mouth, like your lips, it tracks your tongue, it tracks your cheeks, so you can get a lot of like, it adds a lot of like expressivity to the avatar. And you can essentially see like working with like a bunch of different plants. Some of them are, they have a lot of like blend shapes that utilizes the lip tracking, but some of them are essentially just on your avatar you like find around. And they're like, essentially like you can use both with the lip tracker. So if it has like the data like if it's like blend shape is fully utilized, like you get a lot of really nice like movement. But even with avatars that don't have like those special blend shapes, you can get really cool like expressions triggered from your real world expressions.
Yeah, it's really incredible to just like be seeing that, because it's like you're able to have a lot more of a natural sort of experience with actually interaction, especially with facial expression. It makes a lot more sense to having that for a character instead of like pressing a button or something like that. You're actually making the face that you would want to make and have that character enact out that face, which is so awesome to see. Like, yeah, it seemed like the cheeks puffed out. It's like funny.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like if you smile, your avatar smiles. If you frown, your avatar frowns. If you like stick your tongue out, it actually sticks tongue out.
You're asking if Frooks can turn up this microphone. You might be kind of quiet on the stream's end.
Oh, I think next is to send me to broadcast.
Yep, I can see you broadcast. There you go, Frogs.
Oh, and they were asking what hardware it was for the mouth tracking module.
It's using the HTC lip tracking module. That's for the HTC like a Vive Pro headset. Not specifically the Vive Pro, but the Vive Pro. It should work as well. It's actually not currently available on the market. Like this was still like done using a prototype. But hopefully like they'll introduce it like the market soon, because like having this kind of technology accessible to users, like I think it's gonna do a lot like for like improving avatar expressivity. And it just like feels really cool to use.
Oh, absolutely.
There was also someone asking, hey, at Neos VR, got a request. I'm building a large-scale world with Neos VR, but I'm running into issues with floating point precision. Can we get a built-in function that we can use to offset the world origin on the client side? Just curious.
So that one is actually, unfortunately, pretty complicated. So we actually do have plans to add like a bunch of features that will like allow essentially building like really large worlds like much more easily by checking them and sort of like automatically like moving them within the floating point range. But it's not really like a simple function that could be just like added quickly. So unfortunately, until like we get to implementing that like framework, you'll essentially have to find like some other approaches. There are some ways where essentially you can like move things through logics, but it can be kind of like hard to like get it working right. So
yeah.
I think one of the things that we were able to do with like me and Lucas, we were able to squeeze like another 25,000 meters out of the map by getting the position of the world to update every couple seconds based on like where the actual user was, and it did it locally. That way it felt like you were moving around, but you were actually just standing in the same place.
Igramel says, is there a way to do occlusion and optimization for large worlds? There are ways to optimize out large worlds, but currently the only form of occlusion that we have is it's occluding everything that you're not seeing. Yeah, from the front, it's still rendering everything that you see from the front, but it's not rendering from what you don't see from the back.
Occlusion, like you can also do one of the techniques that's like used is like essentially do like a room-based like occlusion, like or cooling, using logics. We're actually using that for the MTC, where like if you go into one of the rooms and the door closes, it actually disables all of the other rooms, and it does help a fair bit of performance, but it only works like with this particular setup. And having like a framework for like full occlusion cooling, it's also like one of the big planned optimization features that's gonna come in the future, but currently is not supported.
Yeah, plus I can even imagine already, since we have eye tracking inside of here, it's all just going to be a matter of time for when we start having foveated rendering, and that's just going to be an even more extra addition as to having a lot less rendering power off for the VR headset for when you're in the VR experience, and then that's going to be a lot less lag, and it's going to be basically occlusion calling for everywhere you're looking at. And it's also going to make the detail of the objects and items that you're looking at a lot more crisp. So the hardware is going to be better out inside here, as well as the software itself, such as even just general occlusion calling from walls to walls and not rendering what's behind it.
Like with eye tracking, essentially that helps a lot, like essentially decreasing the overall like GPU load. Like when you have like a lot of like lighting calculations or have like a lot of like computations done like for each like pixel, or like when you have like transparent objects. So in that case, like it can save quite a bit.
Yeah, and Fallen says, how about LODs? Technically, you can kind of make LODs in here. So
Yeah, there actually is LOD support. So like
Yeah.
it's a little bit tedious to set up, but like you can actually you can separate like proper LODs. So
yeah, very good question so far, you guys. Igrim also says, what's the song you use in those videos?
it's essentially a song like we licensed like for this kind of use. I forget what exactly it's called. It's I think it's called Electric Motion or something like that. I have to check.
Oh, cool. See, I didn't even know that one. So another good question. I never asked. I've heard that like sound or that song because that's like the default like Neos. Like I listen to that and I immediately think of like Neos when I hear that kind of like sound music. And yeah, now it's like there's a name to it. So
It costs us a bunch of money because I use it.
Oh really? It cost you? How much money did you spend on it? Was it a lot? Really? Was it really that lot?
I don't remember exactly. Well, we posted like years and years ago. So
Fair enough. Back when Neos the Universe was the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we licensed another one for Neos to the Universe. Like, I found like a really cool like song for Neos to the Universe, and like it fits really well. And we licensed that one as well for the use.
I like the voice actor that you had too.
Hey.
Neos the Universe was kind of like a mobile as well as like a really small experience where you could scale yourself through different items and objects in the universe and see how really the scale of something that's really small to comparison as to like the scale of the whole universe of like how big things can actually be in a virtual sense. And it was very popular. It was also really popular on the Oculus Go and just
it was
in general.
It was actually I've originally built it for like the 2015 Oculus and Samsung VR Jam, and it was essentially back when they introduced the Oculus Gear VR, the very like first version, and they had like a game jam, and essentially won like a third place in that. I can like bring a bit over here. It's actually something I want to like rebuild in Neos because the idea.
Loud.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. There you go.
And that's where we start.
Let me set my camera.
So essentially go like from the scale like of elementary particles all the way like
So it's
to
on
the
your view right
entire,
now.
like observable universe. That is running on the Gear VR.
Yep, it's on your view for the camera right now, so they're seeing. Wait,
Okay.
wait, is it?
Look at some gonna move that.
Yep, what Aegis said, Frox is planning on bringing this project eventually back inside Neos way more updated, way more incredible, because you can make out whatever object that you'd like, set the scale at which the size of it would be naturally, and you could have whatever you'd want to be of that scalable item to learn about for education.
Well, the thing is essentially like this allows you to like to go like efficiently like through like so many like different like levels of scale. And actually I already have like a framework for that in Neos, and it's mostly a matter of just like essentially building it into the like entire experience. So it's something that will like essentially the original like intention of this demo was to showcase what Neos could be or like would be. That's why it was called like Neos, but essentially it was like a standalone demo. It was like Neos itself. But now that we have Neos, we can essentially build it. It can be multiplayer, we can build it in multiplayer, and also we give everyone the power to like build this demo themselves. Because you can just essentially bring you can import any objects, you can just say how big they are, you press the button, they become part of the experience, and you could, for example, make a version of this comparing like different like Star Wars spaceships and other like elements from that universe, or even like across like franchises. Like you could like take lots of like different sci-fi spaceships and like see how big they are.
Yeah, it
to each
could
other.
literally it would be endless of the things that you'd be able to like scale out inside for life because you just place it on this thing, it makes it to set for that scale, and then you can scale out the world around you and see it. And knowing Neos and how much more powerful it is than what you had back then, Neos is so much more advanced now and so much more powerful in 2020.
Back then there was like no Neos really. Like this, like it was using pieces of like code base that are like mathematical functions and things like that. But like Neos itself was just a concept back then.
Also, we have
So this was even
follow,
before, like, there was, like, anything.
Loafer360. Thank you so much for that follow. Syke says, I know that one for like, and I'm sure that's Igaram's question, which is asking or saying, how did you come up with the name of Neos?
That one actually took a while because like we were like thinking of like so many like different names and like just like going like dozens or like hundreds of like different like names and nothing really sounded like right or like it was like too long. And I was just thinking like it's if you say Neo Space, that sounds kind of cool. And then it was like, what if we like shorten it like to just like Neos? And it was like Neos, and they like searched it, and there was actually nothing called Neos back then. At least like nothing like Google could find. So and I felt like it was like a really good name because like it's like Neo Space, like a new space, like it's a new kind of space. Also Neo kind of sounds like Neo from Matrix, which is a cool like reference. And Neos, it sounds cool. It's short, which is kind of rare to find like a good word for. Like,
plus it's very easy to like remember. I feel like having stuff that's like short in that sort of way and it's easy to remember, it's like it tends to usually be better. And I feel like Neos is such a easy thing to say, an easy word to use if you're like describing it out, just like Blender or Maya or like different sort of software, Unity. It's just like a one word to describe out of like what it is. And Neos is again a VR metaverse software.
And the benefit of it was like for example like Unity, it's kind of synonymous, but like also it's like not very unique because it's also like a regular world. But with Neos, it essentially doesn't mean anything else, and that's like one of the reasons like we also like picked the name. I still remember also like one of the like silly ideas for the name because I was like just thinking, oh maybe we should call it the idea theory. And we could like make a joke.
Yeah, I remember
like,
that.
Do you want to make something silly? The idea theory, and it just ran away.
Yeah, imagine if Neos was named the Ideatory.
That's such a reason.
Yeah, so please never anyone call Neos the Ideatory because that would be horrible. Heaven says, would love to see esports in Neos in the future, seeing all the possibilities we have to broadcast and create game mode like Rue did. Absolutely. I think that we're going to have some form of like some cool game modes that would be created out. And I can imagine like the farther future, there's some going to be really awesome and incredible VR game modes that are built out that might even be competitive in the future, which would be so freaking cool. Mr. Square also says, I know more optimizations are coming to the Neos VR headless server. Are there any plans for network relevancy?
Network what?
Relevancy.
Relevancy. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the term.
Okay. Renari.
Relevancy, so like I guess whether or not it's relevant, I have no idea.
Yeah, can you like elaborate a little bit like what do you mean by that?
Yeah, elaborate on that, Mr. Square. And then Renari says, makes me feel like it's Spore, not a metaverse. I can see what you did there, Renari.
I like Spore.
You've played Satisfactory, now try the Ideatory. Yeah. Nice, Rex.
No. And then just pizza.
Delicious.
It's Unicode pizza. It's an international defined standard that defines pizza.
Also, that game system, it's going to work pretty good for a little while, but eventually, once we get more updates to Neos, we'll be able to add more features to it and make things run a lot more smoothly. My
favorite
for more game modes.
My favorite thing that he's got so far was that weapon swapping, how you can actually like pull from your shoulder and just like swap out the weapons. I just feel like the backpack system. I feel like having a backpack for stuff is like a really nice way to just be able to like collect items in a world and then have those to save to like then craft out later, do stuff like that, or even just collect guns. Like you see a pistol right here, oh, let me grab that pistol, put it in my backpack, and then I can use it for later.
And the cool thing is, like when you use that system, say you're making a game where you want, like, let's say a D&D type game where you have players that like save items in their inventory. Well, the backpacks are saved on the world. So if you have players that join, they don't have to worry about saving their avatar to continue the game later on. All the person has to do, which is most likely the game master and the host of the world, is save the map. And when players load back in, they'll automatically already have the stuff that they had equipped before. And they won't have to worry about wearing a special avatar or having special items on them. The system just sets it all up for them.
Yeah. And Gilliam says, I get a sense of a budding ready player one multiverse and real life potential, or am I thinking along the wrong lines? Well, I mean, that was obviously from like a fictional book, and it was written by somebody at the time, but I feel like it was already stemming off of like what the technology was already going to lead up to. And right now, VR technology, I feel like for at least for Neos, it makes a lot of sense to have it function the way that it does right now, to where it's so open of me able to freely import whatever I want, freely be able to create whatever I want, and as well as just, you know, feel like I have like more control inside of it when I have my VR headset on. And going through right now, sorry, I would say it's its own thing. Neos is its own thing, just like how something from that book was its own thing. But a lot of the stuff that we wouldn't obviously implement inside of something like this, because, you know, like let's say for example, like inside the book, you would attack another person and then they could lose all their stuff, right? Yeah, we wouldn't do something like that. But it is definitely a virtual metaverse, and it is something that we want to have be kind of like a internet VR in a way, where anything can be imported, anything can be uploaded, and anything could be done out with the software. And especially once we start having, you know, we currently already have some really amazing things already in EOS, and our concurrent user rate is so low in comparison. Imagine when we start getting into the range of thousands of users in EOS. The amount of content being able to be collaboratively built together through the community is going to be overwhelming, and it's going to be just a beautiful experience to see.
I think I'm missing some questions there.
Oh yeah, so let me, sorry, there's people kind of like did a lot. Igrim says, one thing that I don't like about Logix is how hard it is to do. Oh, the chat kind of like goes away. I wish there was like a button on the chat to make it stop moving. Sorry, the chat keeps going. I'll actually read Mr. Squarepeg's one as it goes away. So when you are far away from another user on that server, you do not get network updates from the user's client or your client. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's planned. So, like, essentially, NEOS doesn't really do like much any sort of like cooling, and essentially that's gonna have on performance. But one of the big like planned essential performance optimizations is like doing cooling of like board behaviors and also on network. So essentially, you also like subscribe like to like what the different things like you want to like receive, and based on that, like it will scale a lot better.
Yep. And then Virtual Rock says, or I'm sorry, Virtual Rock, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Very much appreciated. Thank you for that. That goes directly to helping us to fund out Neil, so thank you for that. Also, thank you for following Sleeping Kai Kai. Thank you for that as well. And Saber says, I have a feeling that all you need is that one big bump and you'll catch the eyes of thousands. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a moment of time where Neos is going to be even bigger than we would be able to even imagine, and we just want to be ready for that, speaking in the UI and speaking in the stuff that creators will be able to do creation-wise, such as like modeling side of here, editing out terrain, having physics, having all these new incredible features that are going to be inside of Neos and what's to come for the future of VR, and making us feel kind of like, you know, like we have superpowers. We're like feeling like kind of like virtual gods in a way, being able to be free with our creativity and, you know, wake from our dreams and actually do these amazing things virtually.
It really connects essentially like your imagination, like so like we want to like shorten like the distance between when you imagine something in your head and when like you make it into a reality that you can share with others. It's pretty much like a big part of what Nails is.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure that's what motivates me for this project, and that is definitely what motivates Frox as well. And I can tell that the first day that I met him. The first day that I met him, I knew that that's what his intention was, and that to me is the most important thing, is that people can, you know, share art, share creativity, share also being able to have fun with each other and also interact in a way that before we didn't have this kind of technology where we could do it in this way. Obviously, you can still call somebody and you can have something like a web camera on you, or you could do something like that. But this is something completely different where I can be wearing a VR headset and interact with others and build and create with others, and it's freaking great. Like, Heaven says working Stargate will be cool when being able to move from a world to another on one this way. Yep, we're actually planning on adding in some like nodes to do stuff like that, so people can create their own portals, probably even their own like devices to allow them to teleport to different worlds. Even make out their through our game or the meta movie project that we're working on. We're gonna have transitions so it immediately swaps to other worlds and such like that. But a Stargate, yeah, I know Aegis was also really wanting to do a Stargate. He even brought in the model for it. Angel says, well, so far the dev tool is the only powerful god who can create and edit anything. Yeah. The dev tooltip is a powerful tool in Neos, absolutely. All hail the dev tooltip.
We need to praise it.
Oh. A very powerful tool indeed. It can select my head and make it bigger. Oh well, don't move it that way.
I don't. Nothing moving. Come on. Keep moving.
Whoa.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, this is why I don't like the dev tooltip sometimes.
Maybe the next one.
No.
Oh, no.
Bread or toast? Yeah. I mean, I was feeling like toast there for a second. Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna. Fortunately, we have also the power of undo.
Virtual Rock says, will you guys be purchasing servers at some point to help run constant worlds? I mean, I think so, right?
I think at some point, yeah. The thing is essentially like it is like a cost, so but we also like we want the players like to also like have a choice in this. So we have the headlines essentially, which we can use like to host your own servers, and we also want to make it so instead of like setting up the server yourself, we set up like the infrastructure like on Azure, and like pretty much what you do is you just say I want this world to be running like constantly. Or like essentially available as a headless, and it'll take care of like everything else for you. It'll like make sure it's running, it'll make sure it's like updated, and you really won't have to do anything. Like you can manage it all from like Neos UI. But we'll probably have like essentially a bunch of worlds that are like hosted by us. But we imagine essentially with like the size of the community as it grows, like a lot of them are gonna be hosted by the players, or at least like the people like. Essentially pay for the servers.
Yeah.
Or the service.
And to be honest, like I feel like once we do have those servers, it's gonna be much better for obviously when we're starting to have like large groups of individuals coming inside. If you're like 50 to 100 people or somewhere in that range of like if they're all wanting to collaborate and meet up together, then yeah, we obviously would have to have some much better servers to be able to hold out a large amount of individuals.
Something like escaped the question.
Virtual is saying, why does Rock sound like a squeaky toy? Sorry, boy.
It's the Vive Pro. Like,
yeah,
it's just
I know,
like messes up like the page, like so it does that sometimes.
Where's the question at?
But this one in Grim.
Oh, one thing that I don't like about Logix is how hard it is to do complex computation. Yes, it may be good for stuff if press this button X happens, but I couldn't see using it to make, say, an enemy AI. Are there plans to implement an interface for a traditional language like Python?
So in general, yes. Like I do want to essentially bring like more like traditional like scripting into Neos as well in the future. I'm still like not quite like decided like what would be the best way, but I'm like very heavily leaning towards WebAssembly because it's essentially like a format that's currently being developed by a bunch of like big companies, like including like Mozilla, there's Microsoft, Google, It's primarily made for web, but one of its goals is also like to essentially run outside of the web, like outside of web browsers, I would say. And the cool thing about it is essentially it has, since it has like backing of those big companies, there's a lot of tooling being built. It's designed to be very secure. It's designed to be also performant, and it's designed to be very general. So you can actually take like you can take, for example, C code and compile it into WebAssembly, or you can like compile other like languages into WebAssembly, and some other languages like Python or Lua and like other like scripting languages you can still run through WebAssembly by compiling the interpreter into WebAssembly and then using it to run the language. And if we supported this, this would essentially mean that, like, let's say you have like a audio processing library version in C or C++ or image processing library. You could just take that code, compile it, and then essentially utilize it within Neos, and it would guarantee, it would essentially provide like security guarantees. It would provide portability, so like it runs on lots of different platforms. It's designed to be long-term compatible. And we would also get essential ability to like take like interpreter for any other language. So we wouldn't make the choice for you. Like we wouldn't say you need to use Python and no other language. But with WebAssembly, you want to use Python, you compile Python like interpreter, and then you can use Python in Neos. Or you want to use Lua, you compile Lua interpreter, and you can use that in Neos. You want to use Ruby, you can compile like that and use Ruby. Or you want to like use Lisp or whatever, like essentially can it will like open up like so many like options.
Yep, absolutely. Also, thank you so much, Heaven, for the gifted sub to Aegis, as well as thank you for the bits, Will. Much appreciated. And Angel says, yeah, I'm holding off on Logix until I have 1, enough free time, and 2, someone who's willing to teach me all of that. 3, it's a bit easier to use. Yeah, I've actually been learning Logix myself, and during coming up this next Wednesday on our stream, I'm going to be teaching out actually a little bit about Logix. So stay tuned.
Monday?
Next Wednesday. Yep, next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday. Why are you what? Why are you laughing about that?
Because I said next Wednesday.
Oh, next. I see what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. It's next Wednesday, you guys. Next Wednesday. Next. Oh gosh. Aaron says, shouldn't there be built-in support for a language so it's easier to use? Question mark? Thanks, Snooper.
No, like there's one of the points like of WebAssembly. Like because essentially Neos is designed like to be really like the metaverse, like to be like kind of like the web, and you don't want to be choosing what people want to use on the web. This kind of like the problem essentially that happened with web browsers and JavaScript, and it's one of the big reasons why WebAssembly is getting so much work now, because the browser essentially is supporting JavaScript, and JavaScript being like the only language you can use on the web, it's causing a lot of pain and a lot of like really complicated like development tools and a lot of like friction to a lot of like potential like applications to the web, especially when it comes to high performance applications. So WebAssembly is essentially designed like to be like a general compilation target where you can where it like doesn't matter which language you're using. You can just take a lot of like existing code, like let's say written in C, C++, and you can use it, and you can interface it with other languages. So essentially using that like would provide us like with the same benefit as there. It's kind of also like more future-proof and makes it like a little more like open and yeah.
Yep. And Virtual Rock, thank you for the 15 bits. Thank you for that. And Saber, yes, yeah, that joke can get fast pretty quick. Your Exus says, this TV studio is awesome. I know, thank you. We set it up real quick. We're also planning on having a brand new Twitch streamer house for next Friday. Or yeah, the following Friday.
Oh, someone was also asking if Fruxos was using the mouth tracker right now.
No, unfortunately I don't have it. Like, We only had like a essentially prototype, like borrowed for the integration, and we had to return it back.
His mouth moving is through visemes that are handled by the.
Here's the thing, you guys, of like
volume.
what I'm planning on doing. So now, since I understand a little bit of like how Logix works and how to like do it, I kind of really want to make like a bunch of like pre-made logic packs, and then all you guys will have to do is you just plug them in, and then they'll just work. So then you don't have to go and find and try to like look for all the nodes and everything like that, because some people like it really is like daunting for them to try to like make out the logics from scratch. I'm going to collect out a bunch of different like logics boards, have them in the blueprint, and then basically say, oh, that's what this one is named, and then I'll have a tutorial for that one specifically, and you guys can spawn that out and just plug it in, and then it's real simple for you guys. To be able for people who they feel like it's daunting to like learn logics, because for me I feel like I'm starting to understand it more and more, especially when I was doing a little bit of my own in private. So we'll get everyone on a right path for that if you so want to learn. Snooper says, would you ever entertain getting those functions put into their own nodes? For what, Snooper?
Which functions?
For efficiency's sake. What functions?
Yeah, not for sure. I'm not sure I understand.
As in your blueprints.
Oh, well, essentially support like for making like blueprints are like a tool made in game that's like sort of unofficial.
It's in world.
But it's actually planned to have proper like support like for functions and logic, so we can actually package like some complex function into a single node and essentially use it as if it was like a standalone node. So that is planned.
Yeah.
Small Cookie actually made one that he's still working on it, but it kind of packs it with the actual blueprint, which is pretty cool.
Will says, Neosphere, would you say you are in the beta stage of Neosphere at this? Absolutely, 100%. We are
we're in
completely.
beta.
This is completely beta. Everything inside of here is beta for the most part right now, and that's why we're in the development stage of it. But yes, absolutely is in beta.
I should note that functions like essentially it's not really just about packing, but it's also like duplication, because like one of the problems is if you want to use the same code for like multiple different things, you have to duplicate the entire code, and that ends up using a lot of memory, and it's like in general like essentially inefficient. And you cannot do certain patterns, like you cannot, for example, do recursion, where essentially the sort of like the node like calls itself or evaluates itself. And that's something like that would the native function support, because then essentially you'd have only one copy of the actual like logics code, and the node there would be like instances, so it wouldn't be like duplicating the entire code for every single like usage of it. So it provide a lot of it's there.
Also, people were saying that this kind of like looked like a weather area. If we're going to be setting that up, why don't we actually? I think this is Aegis's shot. Be sure to give lots of love to Aegis inside the chat. You guys give him lots of hearts. I'll be setting him to broadcast to do his little spiel.
Let me just get chat here real quick.
Oh, looking good.
So we got here is a weather machine built by Gearbell. So in regards to the weather today, let's see here. Let's start with everything we can imagine. You know what? Let's just go all out.
Let's go all out. Whoa. Yeah, we seem to be having a little bit of a storm here, you guys.
Perfect, right?
Whoa. Thank you, Aegis, our weatherman, for giving us wonderful weather.
What are you saying? I can't even hear you.
Forecast is some exploding exolan.
I am back from the afterlife. Hello, everyone.
He got struck by lightning.
Well,
Also,
Well,
it's snowing
that storm came and went. It's definitely Washington.
Oh no! My legs.
you're on the desk.
Woo!
It's rainstorm with a slight chance on exolan explosions.
Hey, we should have the lightning on that too, and then it, like attacks like specific characters, and the lightning just goes and like shocks me. Yes. Wait, would you guys like that for a Twitch chat command, like a lightning storm, and then it deletes the user and it shoots them down with lightning? That would be a fun one. It'd be kind of like, I guess, similar to the explosion one, but just like a lightning strike. Oh yeah, see, there you go.
In the room.
Frox, when they go yes, we gotta do it.
What?
It must be done, boy.
What?
We got to do it because they said yes.
Lightning.
See, they're going yes. See that even the that means we have to now. Okay.
Zeus next.
Yeah, we will have the light. We will have strike lightning for the Twitch chat, and then or are we gonna call it Zeus? Should it just be? Do you guys just want to? Should we actually name it that? Zeus?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Zeus.
Okay, yeah, we'll name it Zeus. So then you just excellent. Oh gosh, what the heck?
I had lightning somewhere. I forget where I saved it though.
Sykes! Oh my gosh, no. No.
Is it this?
Actually, that shrink one sounds pretty good because I know that's really popular in a lot of streams.
It is. It is. Sykes is like, what?
Donate the shrink or something like that.
Yeah. Only when we get like 10,000 bits, then it's fine. Sure, why not? Because I would hate having to like shrink every single like second because of Twitch. That would be annoying. I don't mind being exploited as much as I would be shrunken.
But it would be worth it.
Yeah, only if they donate. Only if they donate. Then I might contemplate that one. But the Zeus one, that one sounds funny. We should definitely do that for you guys.
You love me. You really love me.
Oh my goodness.
Delicious.
There it is.
Oh, now I got a big pizza.
That doesn't look quite the one.
Everything people have been giving me, I've just been sticking on the desk. So I'm just gonna fill up the desk. with items.
Yep, that's probably what's gonna happen. Well, thank you again, Snooper, for the 1,000 bits.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for that. Wow, I know, right?
I got a fancy hat. Oh my goodness, that hat is huge on me.
Also, Igrium asks, if you're letting people run assembly, how do you prevent RCEs?
Well, technically it's not like assembly, it's like WebAssembly. It's like a specific project. And part essentially of its design is like a very heavy security model. So, and it's actually a combination of a bunch of like different things. It has a execution model which essentially maintains the execution flow and prevents like attacks where like would essentially jump in the middle of an instruction, for example. And it also has a protected memory model. So essentially like the execution, like it's constrained to like within a specific linear region of memory, and essentially prevents it like from accessing like or modifying any memory outside of the region that it's provided. And this is actually something like that, like Google, like Mozilla, and other like companies that are working on this have spent a lot of time for it because like I said, like it's primarily designed to run in a web browser, and that way it needs to be secure. So what I would recommend is like if you go and search WebAssembly on Google, you're gonna find the website for the project, and they actually have a lot of like information on how is the security model achieved, like what kind of approaches they use. They even have like a document on that, so like you can like you can essentially read up like on how it works. There's like a lot of things like that go into it, but a lot of like research for like sandboxing. But it is designed like to be like highly secure.
Renari, thank you so much for that tier 1 subscription. Thank you. Also, yeah, everyone's like watching me like basically be in a daze over your croissant that's still attached to you. I'm just like,
It's like going through his eyes over here. Oh, here I can just grab it and put it on the desk. There you go.
yeah, the way that I've been Zeused.
It's just prototype.
Oh gosh. It's very reactive.
Oh, you need to have it like flash hierarchy when it does that too, so it looks like they're actually getting shocked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it has to be from this. It has to be from like the above. Also, at Hellsbalmer, thank you for the follow as well. Yeah, and then Huskin was also saying I always wondered how secure a game like how you secure a game like Neos that allows the user so much access to manipulate a game. Woo! Oh, sheesh. Okay.
There are like a bunch of essential things like when it comes to security, and like you need to essentially have like a proper like security model. So it kind of depends like what exactly you mean by secure. Like if you mean like things like essentially like within the world, like for example like allowing like users to change specific parts of like the world itself, or if you mean like exploiting single functionality to like access the host computer. And typically essentially you use like different like forms of sandboxing. And one of the important parts of like sandboxing is restricting like what kind of like your something called like the API surface, and it's essentially like what like the custom code like interacts with. And right now, essentially, Neos, it doesn't really have any functionality exposed at all that would let you access the host machine in any way. You cannot like access the memory, you cannot access the essentially hard drive, you cannot like access like the local files, anything like that. Everything we can modify is all like within the world. So if you have like a logics and you can essentially like modify things in the world, we can like mess around with them. But there's like nothing that will like let you that will essentially let you like access the host machine, or it will like let you change like the execution flow of the actual like, program. But continuing like into the future, we actually plan on like adding like layers of sandbox. So essentially, each world is isolated into its own process, and then it's sandboxed using like using essentially the features of the like operating system. And it's a similar model that the browsers use, like for example Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, where essentially each page that you're running, it's a separate process, and it has very restricted sets of rights, where it does most of the work and it just communicates with the main like broker process. And it's kind of like the architecture like plan essentially for Neos to be as well. And essentially that gives you sort of like this like outer sandbox, and then like within that sandbox you have like other like sandboxing for the actual like runtime, like for example the WebAssembly, which has like very like strict execution and memory model to prevent like exploits. Or you have like JavaScript, which also like has a lot of work put into making sure that it's like secure. But even then, like no software is like fully secure. So another part of the equation is like being able to like very quickly adapt and address any security vulnerabilities. And we're kind of keeping essentially like this very quick pace with like Neos' development. We're making sure that a lot of the code, especially one that's like that like interacts with stuff, is our own code. So essentially we have like full control over it. And that way, essentially, if there are like any exploits or any problems, we can address them as quickly as possible.
Virtual Rook is also saying, is that the Neos band hammer? Not this one. This one's just the Neo Smash hammer. Yeah, it just tosses people around. Neosphere, are custom avatar emotes still planned? What do you mean? We have our emotes. I have emotes right now.
I even got a long snoot. Ooh.
Yeah, we already have
we
already have emote type stuff. As long as unless you mean like something different. I mean, we have lots of also different ways to emote as well. We even have like digital ones like Ittery is kind of in here for the most part. Plus, we even we're having that mouth tracking too that we just demoed out too. But that's more farther away for not really everyone. It's not really consumer ready for mouth tracking in my opinion.
It will be when it's on the market.
Well, yeah, when it's on the market, that's what I mean. It's not consumer ready. If it was a banhammer, I'd spin the next person that holds it. Only when I press secondary.
In the general vicinity.
Oh, and Heaven says that they got the T. Yes, Heaven. drink
good.
that wonderful, nice, expensive tea and savor it and steep it as long as possible in nice hot boiling water and let it cool down and then drink it up.
Oh, Fruits. So by emotes, they were talking about like being able to play animations on your rig. So like if I press a button to make a dance animation, my character does a dance.
Oh, I see. Well, we plan essentially on having like a extended animation system because right now we can import animations, but like there's not much of a system like for blending different animations and like making like interact with other subsystems. But it's actually not something like we get requested a lot, and it's not kind of like the direction we're going for because we're trying to like make sure that like your character is you. So essentially the character is doing what you are doing as much as possible. But Neos is designed also in a way that's like very flexible. So essentially, like people can build custom animation systems and custom like interactivity systems. So I don't know.
Yeah,
if,
I think later on there will be, once we have an option side here, like there can be something that can be opened out for the community to make out their own custom animation systems where they could have dances for, like, let's say for example they sit on a thing and performs a dance, or you know, it could be anything of whatever animation that you would want for your character. Hopefully, but as of for right now, we don't have it on our priority list as for right now.
Yeah, it's not like something like.
Kind of the same thing that like Angel's talking about there.
Yeah, once animation files will be compatible,
so
you can set it up to hide your avatar and unhide a animated version of your avatar.
It wouldn't actually work that way because like that's kind of like you don't need to hide the avatar. Like you can essentially change like what currently like drives it, and like there are like mechanisms for that. Like you can actually, for example, like there are some people who use this like where you take like control of like the IK targets and essentially use that to like drive the character like in a while. So you have a lot more like flexibility in how you implement the animation. You don't need to essentially do like sort of tricks like that, but it's a question essentially what would the community like want in regards of some kind of like system like this, and we can like provide like some official functionality, but it's something we have to like get more feedback on.
I definitely would like that, because also for people who don't really like dance a lot, or people who just want to have like an animation be enacted out, sometimes it's just a really nice thing to just be able to, you know, click on a button and then it does like that funny emo, and a lot of people like that for a virtual character, and 100% I think that can be here inside Neos. Already I was even seeing that Dante actually built out like a system where you could actually have a pre-recorded, like if I was moving around like this, it would record out that animation, have the other character do the same exact thing through the IK. So already the community has been making out some cool animation type stuff. I would wonder if that would also work for full body. If it worked for full body, then I could just do kind of like a mocap level dance or something like that.
Or like so you can like record something and then just play it back.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So Mr. Squarepeg says, at NeosVR, got a question. If we are hosting multiple headless servers on a dedicated server, how do we enable users to move between our servers without having to go to a loading screen or something similar?
Well, you can actually set up like a link to like from one board to another, and by default like links are represented as word orbs, but you can technically make link into anything. For example, in the MTC we have like a teleporter, like you step into it, it plays animation and teleports you into another world. And what is it doing? Because Neos, we actually don't use like any loading screens, because in Neos you can be in multiple worlds at once. Which also means we can actually be loading another world like in the background while you're still currently in the one, and then like at the moment like the world is loaded and ready, you switch to that one. So we want to add like some extra functionality to make like setups like this easier, especially like the live sessions. But it's pretty much the same principles. You essentially like link the world and like switch the world.
Yeah, that is an amazing thing, because for example, I'll even demonstrate it out real quick. So let me render out my private UI, and you guys can see this real quick. Oh, it's not even on my viewpoint. It's on Aegis's. Here, wait 1 second. Where's me? There's me. So this right here, I can switch over to my world immediately and just swap between it. So now I'm inside of like my local world, and you see how fast I'm able to like swap between them.
We can be saying things and he will know.
So, yep. Yeah, exactly. They could be saying things about me and I wouldn't even know, right?
Quick. Oh, next, do you want to maybe show them another war? Or maybe your local again for like 2 seconds?
Boy, no. Get out of here. That's what...
We're not gonna do anything, I swear.
Uh-huh, sure. Get out of here.
We're just gonna make it a nice Nixicorn.
But yeah, having it be that way for like having no loading time, so you could be inside of the world and then it won't teleport you to the world until the world is fully loaded for you from the other side. So it can preload it and you could still be enjoying the world that you're in, but yeah. Magic.
It's magical.
Magic. Get this thing on my hand. Sure.
I'll take it. Oh no, it's on the back of my head. Oh jeez.
Yep, that was in the field reporting. Yep, definitely.
Oh, you know what? There we go.
Let's ask some people.
No problem, Mr. Squarepeg. No problem at all. Glad to be here for you guys.
This. I'll put this back on. Is it still playing? Oh, there we go.
Yep. I made that animation so long ago. That was like a couple weeks into me actually joining Neos too.
It's nice. I like it.
Gotta make an updated one. Nice, better looking.
Thanks, Lex, are you here to join us? I guess so.
Yes, I am.
You're like as tall as my knee.
What?
Thanks for the hat, you guys. Mr. Square also says, question for Frox. How many USB ports does the Vive Pro have compared to the standard Vive?
There's just one.
Well, there you go.
But it's like, it's the USB Type C.
Sykes, boy, or Corey, you're in the camera. You're fine. Out of the way! And does Neos VR support IPv6? I don't think it does.
I think it should. Well,
Oh, it should?
actually depends on which protocol you use. I have to check. But the underlying library, it actually does support like IP version 6.
Oh, well then there you go.
It also support like the Steam networking protocol, which is like which doesn't even like use direct like IP communication, so that kind of handles.
Also, we're gonna put a trash can here inside of here. Because we need it. So also,
I like my collection.
Yeah, I'm sure. So if ever you guys start seeing a bunch of stuff cluster out inside your world, there's this wonderful item under gear. Actually, it's under just the gadgets. We got a nice trash can right here, and yeah, we're just gonna leave that right there, and we can just throw away some stuff. Yes. So, yep, throw away all the stuff, put it in the trash. Beautiful.
That's a lot of items.
We just need like we need some.
What are you Frogs, what are you doing? You just keep making
there's so many spheres in this tool. I need to put all them.
Oh my gosh.
There's so many that coming.
Yeah.
Throwing away all the styrofoam balls.
Okay,
Well,
well,
there's
I don't
snow.
think we're gonna be doing that for the next 2 hours of the stream.
There's still in there snow.
Oh,
My arm hurts.
Then stop.
Put your arm in there.
There's so many.
yeah, put your arm in there, Frox.
There you go.
Yes. Heaven says I've learned things really fast in Neos with the help of many people like Nex. Thanks for your streams and Sykes and much more. Oh, I'm glad, Heaven. I'm very glad about that.
What did I do?
Yeah, Frox is polluting Neos's landfills. And Angel says, I apologize, I couldn't hear due to my mom. Was my question answered? Yeah. I think we answered. This is a question to Frox. Do you think it'll be more efficient to use logics for very small animations like blend shape articulating, or should we always use animation file once Neo supports them?
Animation files are like supported. Like, well, I'm actually not sure what. Well,
They're
you
asking
can
if we should
actually
use
already like
logics
import like
to use the
anime.
blend shapes or like animation
No.
just for it.
Well, animation. Well, you can essentially import like animations like with like a model file, so that's like supported. I would say it kind of depends. It's because like animation file, it can be. It depends a lot like on the logics. Like if the logics is simple, it might be simple to use the logics. If it's an animation file, like it might work better if it's like a complex animation which is driving like lots of different blend shapes at once, and you're sort of playing it. But it doesn't really have like a generic answer. Like it's gonna depend like on the specific scenario.
I guess it would be easier to control logic-based blend shapes, right? Because then you could
Yeah.
like toggle in between like trigger press and the string of the
Well,
trigger.
Press the oof button.
It depends. It depends on like essentially what
You
kind of
did
like,
it.
control you want to have. Like for example, you want to press the
You did
button, and let's say you need to animate like 10 different like blend shapes in a complex way.
Yeah.
Then like the logics would be really complex, and like that's not a good way of doing it. And that's like where animation would be better, because essentially you can just animate like a bunch of like different blend shapes, like animating all at once.
Okay.
If it's something as simple where you press a button, it like lerps like 1 or 2 like or 3 like blend shapes. Then it's better to do logics, because you don't actually need to store lots of like animation data in memory, and it's all like,
Okay.
computed like on the fly.
Angel's like,
Nice.
okay, gotcha, Frox. Gotcha. Also, just so you just this in, you guys, everyone is clustering around inside of a whisper bubble over there, talkins.
We should
just
go
in.
make like a field survey.
Okay, yeah, let's go over there. You wanna go over there, Frox?
Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, let's see what they're talking about.
Hello?
Do you want to know the opposite of social distancing?
Oh, hi.
Yeah, that's the opposite of social distancing right there. Just explode someone. Oh wait, no, wait, that is the opposite. That's exactly what you need to do, right?
I didn't survey.
Where'd Turk go?
We're doing out in
I'm
survey.
ahead.
Yep, they're
Oh,
all
there you go.
inside of their own bubble.
I didn't get a chance to tell
How
you the other
fun.
day. Happy birthday.
But then again, we're in our bubble too, because we're in the bubble on the stage. Right, Frox?
What?
This is my chair now.
Hello,
I'll
Pearl.
turn on the weather again.
Oh, there goes the
Here
weather.
we go again.
The weather's getting bad. Woo! Well, you guys, it's gonna be a long and windy and rainy ride here for Neos, but don't worry, because we're gonna get through this, and we're going to have an amazing experience that is gonna be built out.
Someone managed to kill me just as I was adjusting the
A little bit
chat,
windy,
so
though.
I
A little
killed
bit
the
gusty,
chat,
too. Oh, you killed the chat as well? No!
I was
Why'd you-
holding it, I was moving it when it blew me up.
Okay.
The chat
Thanks,
blew
Evan.
themselves.
Snooper says, hey, Frox, it's pronounced Frox, not Frux. Or I guess it is Frux. Oh, Fruxius. Yeah, Fruxius. It'd be Fruxius. Yeah, that way.
Frux.
Fruxius.
That's
Sno-
always goes frogs.
I like saying
For
fruits.
fruits,
Fruitsies.
And then we have Ver.
And then Snooper said,
Fruits.
yeah. And then would it be possible to add a whisper bubble to a map that is world defined instead of user defined?
private area.
Oh.
Basically,
Yeah,
I think they're saying.
with logics, and it would be kind of tricky right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's some sort of like instrument avatars like with it.
Could we get a whisper bubble on just the key when playing on desktop?
This mod is essentially for like the proper desktop mode, which is gonna be like working like like this year.
Yeah, desktop mode is probably going to be being worked on like as we're working on the system for the ID system and the physics, and then so yeah.
I think I could hook up Whisper mode for like an individual avatar, but it'd be like per avatar basis.
Oh, that would be perfect. Because
I am very excited
Lucas
for
has
it
a
too,
tool
Huskin.
for
Very
whispering.
excited for the rigid body physics. Absolutely, 100% me too.
Oh, I'm really excited for that too. Oh
It's
my
going to open
goodness.
up
It's gonna
so many
fall
doorways for games and so many cool creative things that I'm sure you guys are going to go wild for. I want people
know
to be
people
able
are
to
just
throw
gonna
me
have
like
fun
a
just, like,
football.
yeeting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably take
Not only that, but I'll swing you around
yeeting
like the
button.
ragdoll and just whoosh, swing you around like ragdoll physics. Whoosh,
We can.
throw you.
Could you imagine
like
just
that.
like enabling ragdoll physics whenever you kill someone in here? And just like
Yes, and then I have full body and then I kick their body.
Like,
It's great.
Like when you exit the world, like your avatar is just gonna ragdoll and
That's
then
nice.
that'd be great.
and then when you come back, like it's gonna.
Why are you laughing, boy?
People can just go AFK, falling right into the ground.
Where you just, become a
Got
pirate.
2 last questions at Neosvr from Mr. Squarepeg. Is there vehicle support in Neos? There has been vehicles that have been made in Neos before. Will we be able to use fiat currencies with the Neos marketplace?
Yes.
Wait, we
Yeah,
will?
there's actually a plan, like so you can like use like yeah, you can just pay like with PayPal and such.
Okay, so
We
yeah.
don't know like the details, but we want to like make it so it's like very easy for people to use. But
Okay,
That's
so
Let's see
fair.
what
Said
it
something
work.
about adding like a credit card too, right? So you can
yeah,
use
yeah,
that
yeah.
to pick for
Yeah,
things from your
traditional
bank.
methods.
So yes to that one, and there are vehicles inside of here. They're just not vehicles that are running through the physics engine, but the people even have made using just logics, using physical vehicles and flying vehicles.
I'm sure.
people have made their own physics.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like
Yep,
like
yeah,
entire,
you
like,
can make your own
physics
physics as
engine,
well.
like a simple one, like the bouncing balls, but like it actually resolve collisions and such. What?
What's this?
What was that thing spawned, Aegis?
Are you gonna play Warzone?
Oh, it's a little tank.
Oh! That's weird.
There he goes.
Oh yeah, that's Aegis riding around. Or no, that's Frox riding around.
I'm not saying
So there you go. That's Frox riding around in a tank. So there,
you
if
go.
that answers your question, there's a vehicle.
Can't remember.
Oh, and they spin them out of it.
Yeah, I want to make like
And you exploded. Oh, the tank is on the tank is on the loose, everyone. Get the tank out. Oh no! It's crashing into the place. Ah!
Kill it.
Wonderful.
Quick, somebody cue a mask. All you hear is
Yeah. A little bit too realistic there, yeah. Oh. How about dynamic
So things like
suspension
this.
physics for wheels on realistic vehicles? That could possibly, yeah.
And that's also kind of stuff that you can make with logics. I mean, even right now we've had people make suspension systems with logics.
actually. Okay, I got cursed object we gotta share in terms of vehicles.
Coffee actually made like suspension like physics as well.
Actually, what was that car
It
that I
looked
made?
nice and like good pretty
Right now it's
realistic.
still laggy.
Oh my goodness.
That's understandable, Mr. Squarepeg. We'll definitely have a way to be able for you to be able to like purchase items using hopefully PayPal.
Why does this exist?
I'm sorry, what? What did I just miss?
Someone spawned David Hasselhoff and are now riding him around in the sky.
Yeah, I am not putting the camera on that one. So, Snooper, thank you so much for the 500 bits. Very much appreciated. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad that. Yeah, I'm glad for that one.
We were showing off vehicles, so I was like, oh hey, let me spawn this one.
Oh no.
All I can say is
Zelno says, just try to attend. No success at all. I think I'm a. What's around for Neos a bit? Oh yeah, absolutely. Angel says, I have some friends that are scared for Neos to become SL 2.0. What's your opinion on that next? Well, Neos is its own thing. I wouldn't even say it's like comparable of that because again, it's focusing mostly out on virtual reality, and that was kind of like a desktop platform, and it's very old. So, but I would say a lot of the stuff that was in SL is actually pretty nice, of like, you know, operational. There's goods of all platforms, and there's also negatives of platforms as well. But I would say that Neos is pretty incredible, and it's its own unique thing. Like, Neos is Neos, and it can be compared to other stuff, and that's a choice of other one, but I just consider Neos as Neos. That's my opinion. SL is SL, Neos is Neos.
Like uses as well. Like
high fidelity is high fidelity, Sansar is Sansar. They're all their own thing. VRC is VRC.
the chat somewhere.
And I'm glad you feel that way so far, Renari. Snooper's like, no, Sansar is garbage. Well, yeah, I mean, well, that's, yeah, I mean, well, yeah. Mr. Squarepeg says, at Neosphere, one last question. Mr. Squarepeg, I thought you said those were the other two last questions. What? How long does this go on? How long does this go on, Mr. Squarepeg? Do I have to answer every single question for all of eternity? Okay, but seriously though, one last question though, for real this time, can we make aircraft or spacecraft in Neos? I have some fairly high resolution StarCraft or Star Wars spacecrafts that I would love to use in it. Absolutely, yes. You can do that with Logix.
Definitely, yes. There's a lot of planes too.
Yes.
There's a user, Jax, that actually made a system where you can just parent it to an object and automatically turn it into a plane with controls and stuff.
Yeah. So you can even, if you were like, that's another thing is, like, I can imagine for the farther future, people for like flight sims would probably actually really love Neos if we had like a higher resolution for it, right? Or even just like, you know, anything like that. I'm sure people that are into that would love to use Neos because then they can modify and actually fly whatever they would want to fly, which would be chef kiss. Sabri says, until we reach 40 questions, the next level of 20 questions. Oh yeah, no, yeah, for Neos it's 3,000 plus questions, but that's okay.
Yes.
Because this is a Q&A stream, you guys, and you can ask as many questions as you want, so you don't even have to say one last question. I will answer as many questions as possible until my face turns blue, or until it's past our time for streaming.
Damn it.
Heaven asks, is it possible to simulate gravity with Logix? Yeah, yes it is. You can simulate gravity with Logix.
No, wait, maybe?
That's how we push as well.
Yep, actually, yeah, that's how. Yep, that's and we also have like throwable controllers inside of here. When you throw those things, that's using Logix physics.
That Zoop command will flip the gravity on us, and that's why we fly up into the sky.
Yep, for the Zoop. So the Zoop is already using Logix.
We're about to get zooped all over us.
It was letting me enter.
Oh no!
They tried to flip gravity a second ago.
We're about to get zooped.
I'm in walk locomotion, you guys. So you can try to zoop me again.
Might be an issue with it.
Now I should be able to get zooped because I'm not in fly mode.
David Hasselhoff is back.
Woo!
Wait, he is? Where?
He was for
Why is Hazel Hasselhoff attached to me? Thank you for exploiting me.
Chaos. It's chaos. Oh no.
What's going on?
I don't know. They're fighting back. They're fighting back.
Oh no.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Me too.
I'm scared.
Well, they tried to get you.
He's coming for us.
They tried.
He's gonna half-hassle us.
They also tried to get Derek. Look at that.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, rip.
I've been oofed.
Also, breaking news, everyone. Breaking news. This is where Frox is at right now. Breaking news. He's doing his special pose. Looking wonderful.
Chad pose?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Well, there he goes. Breaking news, he just burst into flames. Oh, and now he's back.
He looks very relaxed.
Wow. Wow. Incredible. Huskin says the way avatars look when they take their VR headset off is the best. Yeah, I have to agree on that one. Absolutely. Actually, we have a meme for that.
We have a lot of memes.
We have a lot of
We
memes.
really do.
And not the meme, do not spawn out that other meme though. Otherwise I'm gonna get angry.
I can't spawn anything.
So, this is... Ah!
Good job.
Okay, so this is our meme for today, everyone.
Here's one up next.
BRB. Yeah.
Is it a text to me?
Hopefully you guys enjoy that.
Why is it a text to me?
Oh my gosh, sexist Wee's laughing now. We did him.
Is it
We did
attached to
him.
me still, if you look up?
No, I think it got parented weirdly. For sure.
Yeah, when somebody's in full body,
Like
it's their
a-
half of their body just like goes walking off. It's kind of creepy.
It's a Hasselhoff. You can...
I didn't do anything. You liar! Wait, me? No.
Yeah, we gotta do some. We gotta do some advertising. Good, unpredictable.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh gosh. What? But yes, enough of that one. Will you get David Hasselhoff out of here? Not on the Neo stream. Shoo. We do not want flying David Hasselhosses that you can freaking ride on their back. Are you kidding me right now, Turk? This isn't this isn't the SpongeBob movie. I'm sorry.
I know.
Jeez.
But then again, it is Neo, so it can be if you really want it to. If you really want it to be.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought he was lost in the void. He just came back to me. I had to cherish him.
Snooper's like, I want flying David Hasselhoff. I'm sure. Put it in the public directory. No, I don't think so. Otherwise, we're gonna be having people like that using their David Hasselhoffs to fly around all over Neos.
Oh no.
My gosh.
You assume they want to look around.
Hello.
Oh yeah, they probably will.
It's kind of broken. Hello.
It sounds perfect for April Fools. Yeah, it's past us so far. Maybe for 2021. Angel says, I'd like to see one of those obnoxious and ridiculously hilarious. Boy, your spelling is atrocious. Fake commercials showing off Neos with uncensored lines while everything is going crazy. Yes, I agree, Angel. Hey, at least you got the words out.
Oh my god.
Hi. Wait, what is re? Is
Just went down the drain.
what? Oh my gosh.
There's also you AFK behind you. This was one of your AFK poses. So majestic in this one.
Like you're dancing.
Oh no, poor Bruce.
Wheeze, 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 wheeze. Wheeze, 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 wheeze. Wheeze, Wheeze. Cough laugh. Cough. I know you did cough.
Oh my goodness.
Also, oh thanks. Snooper, thank you for the gifted sub to Angel. Thank you for that. Wow. Immediately. Immediately.
Hurry, stop hitting me.
Oh no.
There's your cough, boy.
How could you?
No, that was a snort.
Okay.
Oh, bye.
Well, he did now.
I've been dead many a times. I'm actually dead now. I like how I just got replaced with like a cutout. Here you guys, so this cutout is now gonna host the whole entire stream. So, just so you know, there you go. This is how the streams are gonna be from now on. I'm just gonna be a cutout, and I'm not gonna say anything, and I'm not gonna do anything. Does that sound like fun? There we go. Sounds like fun for me, because then I don't have to do anything.
This guy needs a boop.
Renari is requesting of you, Sykes. Can you please sing the Lollipop Guild bit? Sykes.
I think Sykes is going full.
He's contemplating. Hello.
That's definitely maybe.
What do you think, Sykes? Are you able to sing that for the stream? We're getting ups in chat. More ups in chat if you want to see Sykes sing the Lollipop Guild. His face. He's like powering off. Oh gosh. No, yep, Heaven is saying sing. Sing, Sykes.
No.
Sing. Yes.
No.
Sing.
No.
He says sing. Come on, Sykes. Lollipop Guild.
Oh, poor man.
You could do it.
It's okay. You don't
He's shy. Aw. Sorry guys, I don't think he's gonna do it. He's too shy.
What do you mean I won't do it?
Okay, well then do it.
No.
Okay, then do it.
He didn't say that.
Okay, then do it. Then do it. Hurry up, boy, this lifetime. Oh, there you go.
Lollipop. Sorry.
Continue.
I mean,
Oh gosh.
He just takes a deep breath, crashes.
Pizza will recharge you.
Pop you, the lollipop you.
Wow. You really you really just pulled that one, didn't you? Oh my gosh. Your wheezing sounds like a power down noise.
I think there's a wire that's loose in there. Maybe.
Yeah, many wires that are loose. Many.
You love me. You really love me.
Oh wow, okay, well, there you go.
His system's
GG.
overloaded.
Good game.
He overloaded his reactor and he
Juniper says, I still can't get over the fact that I'm doing consulting for an ISP called Neos. Now I feel smart. Honestly, Neos VR staff is probably more competent than the ISP engineers. Oh, well, thanks for that, I guess. Yes, I like to stay down to earth as well as staying virtual as well.
I know my ISP is pretty bad because like they can't even keep their tower running for like half the time.
They're like,
Oh no!
Yeah, definitely. Zelno says, so I just thought of something. Is there a way to translate a Python script to Logix? Because that's the only kind of language I can write. We've already answered that question during the stream. Frox asked, answered something like that already. But it's probably going to be something different. It's probably going to be something different than Python, I would imagine.
Well, considering the game's written in C#,
All good, Zelda.
It was talking about something similar to web. It was something similar to web.
Oh yeah, there we go. He's getting repaired now.
Yeah, I think this
a little bit right here.
We got it. We're repairing you, Sykes. Ooh, he's blinking.
Like to speak.
Maybe that was the wrong one.
That was definitely the wrong way. We need to reboot him. We need to reboot him.
You just gotta give it a little boop.
Oh.
Yes. Reboot.
You love me. You really love me.
How you feeling, Sykes? Are you back with us? Are you fully conscious?
Yes.
Okay, good. A slow yes. Yep, he's here with us for sure. If this Progen posts, it'll be a miracle.
I just think that's a knockoff.
I like that joke.
Yeah, Frox is frozen in time. He's kind of chilling out there. He's AFK.
Have a circuit cube.
AFK.
Do not take away his...
Absolutely, Zelno. Or Zelno, I'm sorry. That's gonna be really cool to make out through Logix.
It will hate you for the rest of his life.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
It says, I don't know if next to my message. Oh, Heaven says, was thinking of a cool option if it's not there yet. Is it possibly to donate Neos credits so someone who is streaming in the Neos using our account linked to Twitch? Maybe there could be something that we could do to where you could even tip in NCR, or like that'd be really awesome.
What is Sykes though? He's hiding from the stream.
That way, it would also kind of like motivate other Twitch streamers to come inside of here, because then you could also get donations inside of here live in Neos.
Mm-hmm.
Which we already do have stuff like tip jars inside of here, so people can tip. We could like leave out a tip jar, and they could like link out to either their NCR or their PayPal. Also, I have to sneeze.
Sorry, your sneeze is adorable.
Sykes, hush.
No, it is.
No. Well, thank you, I think. Bless you as well, Juniper. Bless you as well.
Oh, fuck.
Can't believe
Head on.
Hey, off the desk, off the merch. What is this, Animal's house? Get out of here. This isn't the Animal's house. This isn't the zoo. Born in a barn? Sheesh.
They like to speak.
See, Sykes comes behind the desk. He behaves like a robot. Good for you.
One of my.
This is Kangaroo Court. Yeah, definitely.
Don't mind me. Just giving him
Yes.
Yep, there's not really too much. Basically, there's about as much of a delay as voices being heard by other people as much as Discord. So it's pretty accurate. Even when Neos freezes, you'll still be able to hear people's voices. Yeah. Who brought the picture of the dog in here? I love what the?
Look at him.
It's me.
He's so cute.
Oh gosh.
They like to spin.
That was me. I'm sorry.
I missed.
Go to you. Goody. Stop it.
Yes, most definitely, Juniper. Yes, it is a cute dog. It's it has one of those faces where it just goes.
He's so
Almost
fat.
right there.
That's the kind of sound it make.
Chunky boy.
That's kind of the sound it make.
Chunky.
Okay,
He's a chunky boy. He also has a chunky throat. Cappy says, I can't wait till Niels takes off, but I'm afraid of losing the small community feel. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on there, Cappy. These are definitely the good days for Neos. But don't worry, because I will still, no matter what, be here for you guys. And even when we reach 1,000, 10,000, it doesn't matter. I still want to be here for our community. And it won't just be small. It'll be a bigger community, but it'll still be, I feel, really awesome and amazing. Mr. Swear Peg also says, am I frozen for you guys?
No, you're good.
Yeah, you froze.
Oh, well, I'm back. So, Mr. Square Peg says, I'm back again, though. He says, I am backing Neos VR on Patreon, but I am noticing that I get NCR. Would it be possible to get a tier on Patreon that does not have this perk? Just curious. Currently, right now, no. The only one that does not give you that perk is the $1 tier.
I didn't kill it.
No, if you get NCR, even added one.
Wait, you get
Yeah,
NCR
it's
for $1
$4
as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah, so no matter what, you're getting NCR right now. Take it. It's money. It's free. You should enjoy it.
It's literally free money.
Yes.
Quick question, what's the difference between KFC and CR and all those?
KFC is the fake currency. So the KFC is like
We were
to
using
basically
it,
practice,
test
and
it.
it's yes for test transfers, but the NCR is the real transfer for the real cryptocurrency. And eventually that cryptocurrency goes up in value as well over time.
Can you mine it? Like, like you could mine Bitcoin and stuff?
You cannot mine it. It's minted out strictly through Ethereum.
Okay.
Could you mine Ethereum?
Yes.
You can, yes, you can mine Ethereum.
They like
And you can use Ethereum to buy NCR. Or you can just go Patreon, which is awesome as well. And thank you again for that, Mr. Square. It really helps when you guys become a Patreon and support us out in that kind of way, because we are a very small company right now, and we're really trying to set this off right for making a really awesome VR platform, and any of the support helps.
Cool. Thank you,
Also,
Tatsu.
yes, Tatsu, thank you so much for that tier 1 subscription. Amazing. Mwah. Thank you so much,
Good to see
Tatsu.
you as well.
Yep. What's up? Welcome. Tatsu is an awesome guy. Usually is running around in a yellow Finnick character, kind of like Frog's colors.
What?
But with blue clothes.
Yeah.
And more tail.
Tatsu says, I'll be on soon, Rue. I get off work in 7 minutes. Nice.
I keep on missing the camera. Damn it.
What if we shrink on Tatsu?
Camera's right
You
there.
won't be able to see him anymore.
Next, Georgie.
One of these.
It's this one right here, the one in front of us.
Oh.
Did you just grab the thing out of the air?
Yeah, he did.
They like to
Speed.
Please.
Oh, poor things.
Okay.
Oh,
It breaks the camera every time.
no. Oh, he died.
Yes, it is chaos.
As usual. And Frox is back, yeah.
What? Oh.
Guess who's back? Back again. Frox is back.
Hello, friend.
How did I go to my normal height?
What's my garu?
This is my normal height too.
Why is it so cute that Sykes can't almost not even reach the table?
If I look, you can't reach on my side.
Compared to you.
Cappy says, I'm sad about the halving of the award NCR for Patrons. Why are you sad about that, Cappy?
It means it's worth more.
Yeah. Don't worry, because the NCR, it benefits out us as well, you guys, because the more that you guys have the NCR, the more that we can actually make an economy for it. So it's a good thing that we have the NCR given out to people, because then it's like we're minting it out, using that money, which is gaining more value to the cryptocurrency. And as well as for it to be used in the store, so. Yeah.
Well, I think my name tag's broken, so that's brilliant.
It definitely will be more affordable, Juniper. I think that eye tracking will be a standard in the next, I'd say like 5 years or less. In the next 5 years or less, I think eye standard will be just available in almost every headset because of how much more optimized it's going to make it.
A lot of the tech is simply just cameras built within the headset.
Yeah. What did I just say? It's not a barn. Shoo. My gosh.
We should get Sykes some RAM. You don't
RAM?
Wham.
Yeah, in 5 years, headsets could be very different, absolutely.
Hold up. I'm just thinking, does the Index support eye tracking, or is it like an add-on you can buy?
No, the Index does not support eye tracking, and they do not have an add-on for it yet. They only have one made up for HTC right now.
Okay.
Someone did hack it for Index.
Okay.
But it's very janky.
Well, 90% of my setup is janky,
like
so I'm fine with that.
I got the zoop and I got the spin.
Somehow, Index hasn't been spanned in the last 5 minutes. Unless I just...
I always spin
off of the table.
Mr. Square says at Neosphere, the Index does not support eye tracking yet. There is patents from Valve for eye tracking. Yep. This is true. I'm pretty sure Valve will. I guarantee you, Valve is probably actually working on their next gen headset. That's probably why.
HP Gen 2.
Yeah, that as well.
Devolved Radix.
I know. You know, I'm probably gonna have to eat a little bit of ginger candy after all this being tossed around. If you guys ever experience nausea, just eat a little bit of ginger. And that helps.
I don't have nauseous too.
Did you get nauseous?
Yeah, that's why I went
That's the
away.
one playing Elite Dangerous in VR.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit nauseous.
It's downloaded badly.
Where's my ginger?
I'm gonna take a break from VR for a bit though after this.
Isn't the new HP one supposed to be Gen 2? Yep, it's supposed to be Gen 2, yeah.
I do have to take a break after this as well.
I have these candies called Gin-Gins. They're like these chewy ginger candies. They're so good. Oh, spicy.
I like spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy's good.
But spicy ginger, not a spicy like hot. Like cinnamony spicy. Like
Tilt
cloves.
5
So should
AR
we get an
headsets.
updated weather report?
What is that? That's new to me. The Tilt 5 AR.
Is that like gyroscopic?
I've never heard of the Tilt 5 AR headset before.
Pretty much mainly in regards of augmented reality and
Experience the flavor. Experience the
in regards of augmented reality and Neos, that's something down the line.
Someone should clip that explosion. That was a good one. Explode.
What's it like to do Gin-Gins?
Oh my goodness.
Will, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Thank you for that.
Wow.
Wow.
Everyone's dynamic bones.
It's flooded.
Oh my gosh. Hey, okay, I need a scuba suit.
Your nose
Oh.
was wiggling.
Quick, get in me if you
They
want to live.
They return.
Wait, I have to get inside of you?
I mean,
Okay.
we're underwater now, right? There we
Yep.
go.
Thanks.
Let's go.
Yep, let's go. Oh.
That's really cool.
All right.
Okay.
Where are we going? What are we mining?
I don't know. Wherever you want to go.
Come over here.
Wait,
Whoa,
I
that's
am only the robot. You
Oh.
must follow the command of the master.
Okay, well, I have given you free will. Because I'm the creator.
Skynet was born.
And that's how these things work, right? I'm able to give you free will. Because I'm the
I
creator.
feel like a butterbot now.
Mush! 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 Oh yes, thank you for mushing so well. Woo!
I mean, I can't like get on all fours, so.
Okay, well that's okay as well. I don't mind.
That's okay.
Also, some
Would you
pizza
like
do.
some pizza? I also apparently spawned pizza.
Good on you.
Oop, here you go. Wait, can I even grab
I'm back, and it's like, what am I looking at? Yeah. Here, I'll take this piece of.
My owner is protected. It is okay.
Also, Fuzzy, yes.
Yep, I am protected from the beast because of my mecha suit.
Do it,
I also
Fuzzy.
understand.
Oh, don't spin. Don't spin. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, oh.
Whoa! He got exploded.
Yes!
Wow.
That's better.
Rude. Rude.
It's harder to explode the person like that somebody else is in.
Yeah. What?
They're like
Life is good. Life is great. Don't forget to eat cake. And drink lots of
Good
water.
thing it's Cheetos.
Vita, there you go. Big head.
Good.
Didn't taste bitter.
Oh, good.
Don't sit on me.
Hey, no snootins in the camera.
like
Only my snootins.
I got pizza.
It's a Turk. My gosh.
I was like, okay, this is okay right now.
Yeah, it is. Do your thing.
Welcome back. Yes, we do see the spin.
Yeah, we see the
It's
spin. Yeah,
disorienting.
we're actually getting spun each time that you do that. Just so you know.
If you have a good frame rate, it's really dizzying.
I'm just
Yeah.
happy I have the other legs, or I think I'd fall down every time.
They want a boop cam. I like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, so the things that for sure that we're gonna be adding, we're gonna be trying to add a model to where you can give like us a chat command for like patting our heads as well as booping as well as a boop maybe, and the lightning, the Zeus lightning, because I know chat was wanting like a head pat kind of like thing, so then it'd be like pop 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 or something like that, which I thought would be funny.
I feel like if we Zeus them though, they need to become like super swole like Hercules.
Oh gosh, no.
Have my power, my son.
I actually know this artist who what he does is he electrocutes wood and he makes like electrical
Yes.
art like
Yes.
through the wood, so then you can see like the whole like electricity going through, which looks really cool.
I think there's like actual term for it. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
They are still
Have you ever
Thunder
seen
Wars streaming, by the
Sam?
way.
There's also ones where you can
struck
be
by
hit with,
lightning?
yeah, if you're hit by lightning with it, it can also leave like a mark
It's
there.
like a glass explosion, kinda.
Ah,
Like plow.
Like it actually sometimes even forms into like
for
crystals and that.
what's in my face right now? What's in my face?
There's nothing.
Yeah, there is. No,
No,
it's
you
not there.
too.
Really long.
Here,
You-
I'm
you
gonna
have
your
respawn.
face.
Oh, oops. Oops. That wasn't the respawn button. Oof. Okay, wait 1 second. I can rejoin them. Oh no. I'm a default headset. Don't worry. I'm going back.
Welcome back.
That was by accident.
It's okay, Nex. We all.
Oof.
Was like, so he just disconnected for some reason.
Disconnection. Wheeze, 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 wheeze. Cough, 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 wheeze.
No, that was heaven. Sorry,
Cuddles.
Little robot. It's so crowded behind the desk.
Yeah, excuse me. Order!
Goodness.
Order in the court! Order!
I thought this is a new studio.
Okay. Yeah, this is Nex's space. This is Nex's zone. Out of here. You're tainting and swallowing up my air. My VR air.
Do anything, I'm stuck at the table, help.
Oh, aw. Here, well, can somebody explode Corey? No. Frox, are you in the barn now too, boy? Mr. Square says, how performant is Logix compared to traditional C#?
I'd
say it's...
Logix essentially... generalized this kind of thing. So... it really depends on like which part of Logix to compare. But in general, it's gonna be less performant than C# because C# essentially is language that's compiled into the like EL language. And like the intermediate language, and it's then compiled into the native code. Whereas essentially Logix, I'm not sure like if it would categorize as interpreted, but it's not exactly interpreted, but there is it's more like composed, and there is like overhead essentially to like the operations that like you don't get when you write direct code. But in general, like Logix is designed to be very performant, like from as far as like node-based programming languages go. So you can do like a lot of the work, but again, like it heavily depends on what you're doing with it.
Oh, sleepy and
Revere, you look terrifying from this angle. Look at this.
Hey, just wrong username. Oh god.
Yep, I already set Frox's back to the announcer voice.
What?
Yeah, I already set have his broadcast as right now.
Oh.
It's the name of the
That was like
under the
a
nickname.
boss from like the Mother series.
Zelda says, yo Nex, you know of any good worlds made for flying around? I just realized Blood Gulch is a bit small. Yeah, there's a Spider-Man world that Gearbell made out, as well as there's some nature environments that you can fly through that Emberx has done out. Which are, yeah, the mountain. There's also the mountain one by Coffee. Flying is so much fun inside of Neos. I love it.
I don't know. Things actually. I cannot hear you very well. I'm sorry.
I call it that a draw.
Flying is great. See, watch. I'll even do it right now. Whew. Fly. Woo. We flying, you guys?
Was I literally just parented the hover rather than just arm thing to their maximum.
What's on maybe ideas?
The like to spin.
Spinning again. Did you get Zoom and
The like to spin.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there is a gliding on it, but there's not diving. I can't dive with it.
What is all that?
They're just blowing you up like crazy, Max.
Or he said Rue worked on my boots last time. I don't remember what he did, but I can spot his progress for you, and you can take a look at it.
I never worked on any boots.
You said
I
your
think you
name
might be thinking of
successfully.
someone else.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with what Angel has done, and he has so much more coming from my mall for the armor. He's been working on it very hard on that. Right, Angel? Back to work. I'm joking.
Or wait, where is it?
Also, Mr. Square says, what physics engine is Neos VR using? Physics bullet. So we don't have the physics engine yet, but we're going to be using.
we are using Beppo Physics version 1.
Yeah, physics.
Beppo Physics?
Yeah, Beppo
Cool.
Physics.
Yeah, that's. So version 1 is what we're using, but we're going to be upgrading to version 2, right?
Yes.
There's actually 2.1 right now.
Okay.
I have a small question.
Yeah, no, that's the latest version.
Yeah,
What
2.1.
if I ever import this model that I'm on right now again? And is it like easy as just drag and drop all the what are they called?
I don't know what this does on you.
So that I get the same functionality as I have.
Whoa, I can't see, boy.
Sorry.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like you have this, I don't know what to call them, inspector menus, whatever those when you click on it and it like brings up a small.
Why are you still on Windows 95, Angel?
Yeah.
The heck?
Can you just
What?
drag and
Upgrade,
drop
my
it?
gosh,
Just say,
disgusting.
Let's say I just
What?
change
Windows 95? He's saying that he's on Windows
What?
95.
change
What?
my
I'm like using it like in a VM.
my advisor. I just re-import it. Can I
How
just
are you
drag
even
and
using
drop,
that? Like,
You don't have to re-import it. You can just open up this avatar and put the text on.
Oh, well.
Oh, okay.
Who are you?
okay, then what? That's what I was like saying.
Coded.
What? Yeah, you shouldn't have been silent. Yeah, he was using Windows 7. But yeah, we just upgraded to 10.
It is good that you're trying to upgrade to 10.
Tats is
because,
like, oh
7 has a lot of flaws.
Face palm.
And I get that
I'm
job.
doing it on me.
Fun fact, there was someone who wrote
Yeah.
a script for a TI-84 calculator to like get all the passcodes for Windows 95.
Windows 10
Like,
more
you just
like
plug it
Windows
in
1.
through USB and it would just run through it.
Go with Linux.
Yeah, but it's like, just go with Linux. It's simple, right? Kevin's like, of course it's simple, duh.
Have on everyone not to be on fucking Windows and maybe stop the fucking.
I wouldn't
laptop
recommend
live
that. I wouldn't recommend that for Neos though right now because there's still stuff that people complain about from on their Linux build, and you know sometimes it might just be better to just run it through Windows 10 at least for right now. But we will have better.
Linux, it's really hard for support because like I feel like there's like so many different distributions, and I feel like every like Linux user has a completely unique problem that like nobody else is getting.
Yeah. So there you go.
Whereas like on Windows, like it's more like unified.
Sometimes it's just like depending on the install distro.
But it's
Yeah,
but it's good that you're updating because Windows 10 is a lot better of a to be running out for VR in my opinion.
Yeah. There's a bunch of features and
Yeah, there's a
also, like, an
bunch.
important thing, like Windows 7 is like not receiving any like security updates anymore, well any updates at all, which makes it like
Yeah, it's
more
even
and more of a
yeah,
security risk.
yeah, it's so for sure 100% like people should probably be switching to 10 now because then you're not getting any of that Microsoft Protect because they're not doing any more updates to it. It's too old. Just how things are.
It's actually a crazy thing, like there's like for example Windows XP that's like been unsupported for so long. If you take like Windows XP computer, like it has like the latest stuff like installed, you plug it to the internet. Nowadays, like it usually takes like even just a few minutes to a few hours for the computer to be completely like infected. Because there's like essential software which is like scanning like potential vulnerabilities, and if it like finds it, like it can infect it. It's like public accessible.
Yeah, that would not.
And you don't even have to like do anything, just like using exploits within the operating system.
Your wins are just.
This is my zone. This is my area, my bubble. I want you to know where my bubble's at, and that's why these wings are here. So please keep a distance. But Fox doesn't have to.
I can't even read chat.
Yeah. Yeah, Frox is a little bit higher pitched because of his headset right now. It's his headset that's doing that.
Oh.
So much.
Frox is like, aw.
Snipper.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness. So many items.
Can we walk on moving surfaces without being forced off by physics? Yeah, I mean, I'm walking on a moving surface right now and jumping up and down on it. Wait, what?
The like
I can also...
I mean, like moving like one. Actually, you can, because like one thing you can do. Do we have the thing that Aegis like has made?
Hey, Snooper.
There's like the spinning platform.
One Vive controller and one index controller.
Hello, Snooper.
That is a weird setup you got going on there, my man. You're saying that you have one Vive controller and one index controller.
I RMA'd both the index controllers, but I got a right one first, and I left one as an
Fair enough. That doesn't surprise me with Valve right now. That doesn't surprise me at all right now. Especially with how many people have probably said, RMA my thing, why is this breaking in like, you know, less than a few months.
RMAs.
It is. I mean, right now I would, but it's like I don't want to deal with the hassle. It's too much of a hassle on the.
What is that?
What?
That's a really big thing.
It's to answer the question about the surfaces, but it's spawned at
so much RMAs. Yeah. I bet.
It's just the thumbsticks on mine. The rest of
That's why hopefully we have something similar to the index that's more comfortable to the hand, doesn't leave like an imprint on it, makes it feel like actually comfortable, and it does proper finger tracking with proper actual finger spread, right? Finger spread, that's what we want. Real finger tracking, not this like and also, yeah, what?
Can we show this?
Can you show
They
what?
ask about the moving surfaces.
Oh, yes. Here, wait. Let me put the camera on Frox.
You can walk on this phone essentially, it spins around. And you can move relatively.
Oh, right, but it's kind of in the dark. You're heading towards the light. There you go, yeah.
Oh, it's like first.
So yeah, this one it attaches you onto it automatically when you walk onto it. So it auto parents at you, and I could walk off of it and walk back on.
Come step on it as well.
Yeah, I'm stepping on it.
Yeah, you can like put it at an angle.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can actually flip this to the side as well, and you can put it to the side.
I feel like I'm on a teacup. I don't smooth turn because I get it sick.
Now this is really something that can really get you nauseous if you're doing it like this, spinning while spinning on it. Truly and entirely, if you want to induce out the VR nausea. Whoa.
Don't worry, grab a ginger. We saw nausea.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Ginger. Ginger's great.
Oop.
Let's grab a ginger. Okay. Let's grab a ginger.
But it is actually like parents you under it, so you like move together with it.
Cool.
Yeah, cue the carnival music, as usual. Boy, what are you? No. Oh my gosh. Dirt.
What is that? Is that a UFO? That is a UFO. That's a big UFO.
You?
Well, technically, if we identified it, then it's not a UFO.
It's a flying saucer. That's what it is. So it's not an identified flying object. It's a flying saucer. We know what it's. Stop saying Pog UFO. We know what it is. It's a flying saucer. Sheesh. Pog UFO. It's not a UFO. It's a freaking flying saucer, man. Don't you know any of these things? I swear. These things exist. I promise you.
It's an IFO.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. I see you, and it. I need to join my.
It also ducks, so be careful about that.
Oh.
Woo.
I'm from space. I need to go back.
Honestly, this is what the
Aliens, are they
this is what the whole internet culture should just be doing right now, because they were wanting that for like that whole Area 51 thing, right? They should just, you know, recreate it for VR.
I don't think we even have like a default alien in here.
Yeah, we definitely need one.
Well, next had like an alien avatar.
Yeah, I actually I
There
have
were
it.
no
now.
requirements for
Going
like
to the moon.
internet speed for Neos.
Here, let me give it to
Download
Turk.
speed.
There we go, guys.
What's like the connectivity depends heavily, like again, like what's going on in the world. So.
What? Neos responded.
Here you go, Turk.
How's the OG Max?
Oh, we do have one.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the next.
That's one that I made a long time ago.
I like this. This is cool. I got fuzzy sparkle powers. Means I'm an alien now.
Sorry, sir, you're gonna have to come with me. You're deported.
Wait, what? I didn't even. You'll never take me alive.
Emergency inspectors. What?
First
Check
already answered that one.
inspectors at once.
Yes.
Well, there he goes. Woo! Angel says, "Someone give Ren a hug." Okay, here, I'll give Ren a hug. Oop, wait, okay, are you ready for this? It's gonna be testing. Oh my gosh, you're purring. Okay, cool. There you go.
You love me. You really love me.
Let's go see this. Looks broken.
That's cool. I didn't realize somebody made this, but I love this. I know what this is. I love this. Yes, I love this.
Oh wait, here. Oh, where's the?
You can't grab it because of Spectre.
Oh right.
Here, wait. I'll make you a non-specter. All right.
Does it let you track people?
I'm gonna show you later.
No.
There you go. Now you can grab.
Oh, it is.
Now I can be a real monster hunter.
Okay.
I also have.
Real monster hunter.
Grab it.
See, you get the real in Neos. It's good. You gotta be the real. None of that fake. Get that fake out of here.
It's real.
It's the real.
Real is double positive instead of negative.
Oh, that's true. So really, yeah, no, it's the fake. You're right.
What are you doing?
Let's skip scheduling here.
Oh yeah, I haven't.
Let's see the chair.
I did it the hard way. I need one of these.
So Angel says, "Oh, I see a problem. People can't interact with their own items when they join a spectator. How is that going to be handled later?" Oh, no, that's the whole point of it. A spectator is only allowed to spectate. If you're a spectator, you're not allowed to grab anything unless you change that as the permissions inside the world. It's not something to be handled. It's a feature. That's a feature. So.
Yeah, if you
It's
wanted
a good
to
thing.
interact with your own items, start a new world, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Just don't distribute it.
Yeah.
I'm still working on them.
Whoa. Look at that camera. It's going all crazy.
If they're a spectator, like they shouldn't be able to like touch stuff.
True.
You watch.
Angels says, okay, I mean, if they just want to use your own UI, they made entirely by themselves. Oh, yeah. That's probably how it's gonna be.
I really like that. It's cute.
Especially with the facets. The facets are coming very soon, you guys. Frox is already very close into finishing the development for it. Like, I give it less than a week for it to possibly be inside, or even probably 2 or 3. Depends. I'm not sure, but knowing Frox is very quick, so. Oh yeah, you're great, Heaven.
No worries.
What? Get off my head.
I'm quick fighting to myself.
Oh my gosh. Can somebody explode me? Heaven was saying Heaven was saying it's better this way where many people can come and use their gun in every world. True. That is true. Oh, well, I get double exploded. Yay! Thanks. Oh. Look. Really? Oh, baby, a triple. Quadruple. Quintuple.
Oh no.
Yeah. He's like, Heaven's like, oh no. Yeah, this is my time. This is my time being spent, being exploded. Isn't it great? My time. Wow.
You love me.
Aw. Love you as well.
Why do you give this chat so much power?
A7 to Heaven.
I'm alive.
I know, rip me. And all I wanted to do was just switch the camera.
He's AFK, isn't he?
Huh?
Aegis.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, Aegis is AFK. He's just chilling there. Somebody explode Aegis. Mr. Squarepeg says, Niels VR. So, I am building out a map of part of the coast of the Black Sea coastline and island area in the Unity SDK. Is there an estimated time or ETA for when the large world stuff should be worked on? Just curious. So there's already somebody who's importing out stuff through the SDK. I would get in contact with Emberx.
I think they're asking about like the world precision stuff, like the 0-point floating things. The stuff we talked about earlier, about how we can make larger worlds more optimized. They're asking like what's the time frame for those kind of updates.
Oh, I would say more around the end of the year, because that's when we're going to be having more focus out on the builders side of the update. So we're going to be adding in the stuff like the terrain editor, better editing tools, better precision tools, better editing tools also for the desktop mode. So then you'll be able to like create and edit doing it through desktop as well as in VR in more accuracy. So yeah, the precision stuff is probably going to be hopefully, but we're hoping by the end of 2020. Or around inside the months of default. So probably around, you know, we'll start in on it around that point. So that's probably
good.
Yep. And
what ask?
Yeah. Is it possible for Frox to show me what he was once explaining to me on Discord on how to use the albino in the shaders to tile the smoothest maps? He's sleeping right now. So, no.
Look at him, he looks so cute just sleeping. He's tired.
Everyone do exclamation Oz in the chat. We gotta do exclamation awe as well. Yeah, aww.
He's a
wow.
Oh my gosh. And Loafer, you are correct. This place is crazy. It's entirely crazy, and it's just the way I would have it every single day. I do not mind it. But yeah, maybe Would you actually be able to show them that in real?
I'm not sure what they're talking about. It looks like he's saying that he was trying to show him something about one of the shaders, but there's a lot of different shaders.
Yeah, fair enough. You should just come instead of here, Angel, and we'll show you exactly what you need. You already know this. We're already friends.
If I had some more information, I might be able to help, but I'm not too sure what he means in that sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just piling things on him. I mean, but as far as tiling goes, there's usually a little section called like detail something, or at least the albedo texture, and then you can just set the tiling for it by increasing the number on it.
Okay, so considering the fact that now Frox is, you know, kind of like passed out in a way, and my ears are also jiggling out to crazy proportions, we'll probably be ending off the stream right now. But we'll give it like another like 10 more minutes, and then we'll be ending off the stream. So I just wanted to thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to spin. I just wanted to thank everyone here for all the support that they have done out so far for Neos, and thank everyone here inside the chat, and thank you for, you know, watching us and seeing all the craziness that you can do inside of Neos, and the cool stuff such as having as much pizza as you want, having aliens, being tiny as all heck, having popcorn, having giant fans, having crazy things that attach you, having that too. all the memories that we share together on this beautiful Friday day. And I want to truly thank you all for, you know, experiencing it here with me as well. So, you know, we all experienced it together, and it was a weird thing, but you know, that's okay because we're just gonna go get something to eat and just forget about it. Love you as well, Heaven.
This chat murders people in the background.
yeah, chat's just like, this is our last 10 minutes of fame. We must do everything that we can. Last 10 minutes, we need to just... Which is respectable. I would do the same thing. I'm not irrespectable. Completely.
Heaven, there were some times where like the stream was ended and you typed that like last spin in there. That does actually still affect us. So like the stream will be ended and I'll just start spinning out of nowhere.
Is your character offset, like off center? Because you spin way more than others do.
Who?
The like
you
spin. Oh, me? So
he spins on one axis.
I like to run around whenever I'm spinning, which makes it like 1,000 times worse.
Okay, that's self-inflicted. That's fine.
Oh, I tried.
Oh,
Arctic, I see what you're doing there.
Oh my god.
What? Hats off to the stream, I guess.
Wow.
They tried to soup.
They didn't even boop.
Smash.
This is illegal.
Thanks. Illuminati confirmed.
Wait.
That's just splitting and splitting and splitting.
It's cool. Ridiculous.
Boop.
Boop. Someone bobblehead me. Uh-oh. Some pizza.
Yes, I'll give you a hug.
Would you like some pizza? Here you go. Don't worry, it's 0 calories.
He ran away with that pizza like it was Smeagol.
Yeah. And then he ran away with it like his last meal, like he's gonna have. And it is. Because he explodes.
Oh, that was fucking good. Oh my goodness. Please, whoever this is. Can somebody blow this man up?
Also, Angel says, rude, don't forget what I promise you next time I see you.
Yes,
Question
I
mark?
responded to him. I can't see anything because there's a person attached to my actual head. Hold on, please, sir. Stop.
Wow.
Don't mind Turk's photos and Aegis' nudes. That's nothing. That's nothing. Don't mind. Don't mind. Don't mind. Don't mind that.
I will, please.
There's a few gifts from the Snoop cam earlier.
Yeah.
The matching only happens on the first part of the.
Do we need
These
to
are not
make a
parts
new
of it,
animated clock in Neos with his face on it?
Should I get him?
What the heck? Yeah. Usually when the stream gets derailed like this, I'm just like, yep. Not surprised.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. Yes, thanks, Rent.
Oh no!
As well as if you've enjoyed what you've seen today, please hit follow. It helps us out a lot. And once we reach 1,000 followers, we're also going to be giving away free explosions. Free explosions every day. Free explosions. Also, well, no, we're also going to be giving away free merch. So definitely follow, you guys.
Flew up into the sky, spinning, and then exploded.
Do people explode like that normally?
If they want to.
I guess
Sometimes when they
okay.
don't want to.
Explosions galore.
Why me?
That's because everyone, the whole chat knows that the stream is going to be over and they'll destroy. But don't worry, because we'll be streaming again this coming up Friday, as well as for next Wednesday. And for next Wednesday, we're going to be teaching a little bit about logic, so you definitely should watch that. Also, you should probably check out our previous stream that we did this Wednesday, which was learning how to make equipables and snappers, as well as how to just make dynamic bones work.
I like the combos that people employ. Those are some good combos right there.
HSF, really? Why the combos? Why the combos? They just have this shit on macro, and they're just like, dink, dink. Oh look, it's time to fuck with next. Dink. Good God.
Oh God.
There he goes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Is there no timers anymore? There used to be timers.
Yeah. Well, you shoe. My gosh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have some popcorn and explode.
He's trying so hard to end the stream. Let the poor man end the stream.
Give me this. Ah.
I love how it's just a plan when this happens.
Eating popcorn over here.
See you stream. Oh, wow.
Hello.
Oh, thanks.
You love me. You really love me.
Yep. What's up?
Poor Nix. Are you okay, Nix? You okay?
Oh yes, I'm being harassed. Should I report a moderator? Hey, I guess that's what they mean by next mix. Oh, yeah, that was bad, huh? Cringe. Cringe.
I mean, I never.
Okay, peace, guys. Love y'all.